Up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. Today we're focusing on David Pastrnak having a really good, rookie year for the Boston Bruins. One of the youngest players in the league, playing for a playoff team in playoff contention. 15 points in 28 games on the season. Really playing very well and wise beyond his years. Now, I thought it was a great draft pick when they took him, and I look back on watching my Bruins rookie camp this summer, simple drills and stuff, but the skill set was amazing, and you could see, his hockey IQ and craftiness and creativity were all off the charts. I mean, he's got 4 points in his last 5 games. Really playing on the top line for the Bees, and just showcasing an amazing amount of creativity. Now, you might say, "Wow, that's bodes really well for his future in Boston. He can put the puck in the net." Well, you think about the two previous guys that were really good at being skilled hockey players with the Boston Bruins, playing on the wing, and going by the name of Phil Kessel and Tyler Seguin. Obviously, Kessel trading him away led to Tyler Seguin coming to Boston, but that's you know not that's kind of relevant. Talk about what Claude Julian coaching them did for their psyche and their confidence. Castle had already played a season in the NHL by the time Claude got there. He played that for Dave Lewis, which I think every Bruins fan wants to forget that experience ever happened. But he had 37 points his first year playing under Claude, and then broke out in his third year. And from there, got the deal from the Leafs. Him and Julian never saw eye to eye, but I think had the cap issues been a little bit different, Kessel would have stayed with the Bruins. I mean that sincerely. I've never been one of those bash Kessel people. I think he plays the game. He's really good at playing the game. Is he as physical as people want forwards to be? No, but he also shoots the puck harder and better than most forwards, so it's kind of a wash. And then talk about him being a pussy. It's like, well, his playoff numbers are great. 21 points and I think 22 playoff games off the top of my head. And then his last year in Boston, he played through a shoulder injury for the last 3, 4 weeks of the season into the playoffs. So this whole thing with him being soft, I never thought was fair. I thought that was unfair criticism when he came back from cancer. So I think anyone that calls Phil Kessel soft needs to look themselves in the mirror. But you know, as much as they didn't see eye to eye, I think that they could have made it work long term. Sagan was a little bit different. Obviously breaking out his second year with the Bees, having 67 points in 81 games after having 22 points as a bit player on a championship team. Pasternak's points per game are higher than Sagan's, and I don't, let's see the handle there. I think what benefited Pastrnak was they had a need for that first line right wing, and they plugged him in there. From there, his game was able to elevate. Where Sagan, they really playing him all over the lineup that rookie year, if you remember correctly. And then he wasn't playing. He didn't play in the first rounds of the playoffs. They had to throw him against Tampa, and he kind of saved their ass. So, you're looking at different situations. That Bruins team was high powered and ended up winning the Stanley Cup. This year's Boston Bruins team's been kind of a mixed bag, and Pastrnak got an opportunity to Sagan didn't have that rookie year. So that's what you're looking at, but you look at what Sagan's done since leaving Boston. He's one of the best players in the NHL. He's got over a point a game each of the last 2 years. Just came back from the knee injury. Got 30 goals and 31 goals at 37 last year with the Stars, and is again one of the better offensive players in the NHL. I don't think that would have happened in Boston. I think he would have been a big player on a really good team, and that's the nature of Claude. I mean, you're going to win a lot of games, but your high-powered forwards aren't going to showcase their amazing abilities, um, like Sagan and Kessel. I mean, we saw bits and pieces of what they can be, but once they left Boston, they really took off offensively. Now, having said that, their teams haven't won as much, and that's at the end of the day, you want to win hockey games. Doesn't matter how ugly you score, how pretty you score. It's like you want your team to win it and win consistently. So that's a situation to keep an eye on. But regarding Pastrnak, I think because he got chances early and he's bought into the system early, I think he's a better defensive player than your average 18-year-old. I think that bodes well for his future. But again, Claude has a tendency to coach the creativity out of players. It's like I remember I was in like sixth grade. I had a really bitchy math teacher, and we were doing proportions, and I found a way that was easier to do proportions than her example. She wouldn't let me do it. Graded my tests wrong because I was getting the right answers, but not according to her way. And I think that's kind of what Claude does. I think you should let your players play their games. My thing is, and this goes back to if you read Theo Fleury's book, Playing with Fire, when he's playing the Salt Lake City Golden Eagles, the IHL, before he made the jump to the Calgary Flames. The rule with him was, he's a 20-year-old kid who's high scoring out of juniors. He wanted to play his game and light up the score sheet. The coaching staff had the rule for him. Inside our red line, you play our system. Once you get the puck over the red line, do your thing. And I think Claude needs to have that. I said he should have done it with Sagan. I think that needs to be Will Pastrnak. Play our system on our side of the red line. Once you get the puck in a position where you can create scoring chances for yourself and teammates, do your thing. And I think finding that happy medium could make a world of difference for Pasternak's future in Boston as opposed to Sagan and Kessel, but we'll see what happens. Kessel and Sagan both did 3 years with the Bruins, so what's your over for Pastrnak 2.5? I love the kid's game. I love the creativity he has, and I hope he's a Bruin for a long time. But we need to look at the track record at offensively creative wingers with Claude Julien. Anyway, that's sort of the power play with CJ on David Pasternak's Kessel Sagan future. Stay tuned for episodes of the season and beyond. Later, guys.